What's up, Internet? My name is Bobby. I brought Chase with me for a quick look at Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. Give us like 15 minutes or so, and we'll let you know if this game is worth your time. Chase.
It's a big bird.
It's Pal World. It's actually. Surprise. More Pal World.
Damn it.
Yeah, gotcha. You can see I've got about 8 hours in this game. 31% done. So pretty far into it. I don't think you're going to see any story stuff. You might see some abilities. So this is a warning that you might see some stuff that you would not want to know that you had. So come back if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, the basic thing, this is like a Metroidvania style game. So you're probably going to see abilities and powers and maybe some places that you wouldn't know about, going into the game fresh. So that warning out there for people, but it seems to be a pretty cool one of these before you dip out for the spoiler stuff.
Yeah, we'll just tell you we like it. I think you think it looks cool. I don't think you've played it yet.
I have not.
But I like this one quite a bit. It's very cool.
All right, Bobby, we're in the spoiler zone now. Tell me about the final boss.
I have not gotten to the final boss. I will tell you though, this game it makes you feel pretty badass until it's like, hey, we were just fucking with you. You're a piece of shit and you suck. And everybody here is so much better than you. So
joke's on you. I already knew a long time ago that I was a piece of shit.
Yeah, it is very much one of those things. And let me show you that. Like, that's the thing that I just unlocked that I think is really fucking cool. So you've got a few attacks here. This game feels great. You've got just a short jump by pressing it. You got a longer jump by holding it. You've got a nice slide. If you keep holding slide, you get into a sprint. You've got a block that can also parry. Your attack, you can do a combo or hold for a long attack. You've got an arrow that you can just shoot, or you get this one tool that you can hold down and do some really cool stuff, and you can start to parry it.
Oh, that's cool.
It's awesome, Chase. I didn't have that when we streamed it.
Yeah.
But I was like, how am I ever going to get through this thing? Oh, you're just going to throw that, and then it's going to stay, and then it'll pull out and do that, so it opens up here and does just all kinds of dumb shit. So this is neat. I like that quite a bit. We're going to keep moving into it, though. Oh, and I unlocked a wall run, or like an air dash. So I've got that unlocked now from when you last saw it, and I've got this guy. So like those are... Oh, there's one more thing I got, too. Let me show you. This is how we get through here. So I'm going to do this. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm going to do that. And I can't get there, but then I'll do that, and it takes me back to my spot.
Sure. That's cool. Is there a range on that, or can you do that from...
It just keeps going, man. And then I also unlocked these, which I don't think we had the last time, and that is our...
yeah, I think you had, like... things unlocked, but you weren't able to use the fast travel, I guess.
Okay, so you're finding these, and as you see on the map, anything that has the llama...
It's a lot of map.
Yeah, man. That's the thing. You can... So traditionally when you play Metroidvania, like, it would just kind of be that part there. You wouldn't see everything else, but there's a character that you can buy maps from when you get to a certain point, and then it just shows you, like, what they look like. So this up here, I was like, oh, wow, there's quite a bit more to go up there. Like, I'd like to see what that's about versus, okay, I've got most of that uncovered over here. That might
and
not
that's
be.
Interesting that you're like only a third into the game and they're giving you something like that.
I know, man.
That feels like something that would happen like, oh, hey, I've almost got everything. Tell me where the last little bits are. But it seems like this game has a lot of really cool ideas, not only in the great feeling combat and abilities and stuff, but just from... like a navigation of the world. It seems like there's a lot of cool stuff going on.
It's so good. And this is like, this area on the map is, I guess I would call this your home base if there is such a thing. You've got your weapons upgrade, you've got your mage upgrades, you've got Faraba, and that's who, like, if you're ever feeling lost, like, hey, what the fuck should I be doing? You can come here, you can talk, and she will let you buy a hint.
Okay.
So
what are you looking for this time?
I need to get into the pit of eternal sands.
Don't we all?
I've seen the entrance. The Simorgh has been blocking. It's one of the only places I've never. There must be a way to break.
So the whole thing is this is where it's telling you that you don't have abilities yet, because there's this pit that's got 4 locks on it, and each lock is unlocked with one of your abilities. And so now it's telling you like, hey, this is where you need to go to find it. You can either go up to the forest, or you can go over towards the west and go to this one location. And you find the feather, and that's what gives you the ability. So I'm at the forest boss, and dude, it's like Dark Souls hard.
Okay.
But that's how it was also like in Metroid Dread. I did not mean to redo that one.
You did not.
That's the owl from Zelda.
It absolutely is. That motherfucker. I will say I do not like the way she just comes in from both sides of the screen.
What do you mean?
But when you were talking to her, it's like, oh, I'm talking to you from the left side of the screen, and then she pops up on the right side. You're like, aren't you still the same person? What are you doing?
So here is where you can buy some upgrades or upgrade what you have. Healing potions are very helpful. I've got it to where I can carry 2 of those now. Also, these Xerxes coins, there's a really cool thing with it. So I think Celeste did this, and I think a few other games. You'll find them in the world, but you don't get them until you land on solid ground. So they're in a way where you have to like traverse it and get to the other side, and then you collect it. But there's a vendor that you go to, and it's some like really nice shit that you can use there.
Yeah, those are the strawberries, I think, in Celeste.
Yep, yeah. Totally. And then here, when you come to the Yak tree, this is where you replenish your ammo. This is where you refill all your health, and you can work on your loadout. So the amulets are really important in the game. You can increase the slots for them. They come in different sizes, as you can see here, 3s, 2s, and 1s. The ones in blue are what I have equipped right now, and you can upgrade each one of these to increase their power. I've upgraded this one. You can see what it says Mount Domovan +1. That means I've upgraded at one time. It used to be slightly decreases the power of incoming melee attacks. Now it moderately decreases the power of incoming melee attacks. I've also got this Prosperity Bird. That's with the deluxe version. It does not take any space on your necklace. You just get to equip it, and it plays a little sound whenever you're near an unknown treasure. Shockwave. This one's really cool. So that shadow I made of myself to go back to, whenever I come back to it, it'll create a shockwave. So I can plan that for like an attack. Like if I need to get back to something and time it to do some damage, I can do that now as well.
So none of these are like necessary. These are all like extra passive bonus things.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Like this one here, I land a 4th attack at the end of a standard combo. Instead of just a 3 hit, it does a 4th one.
Sure.
Which is great. So I've got that on there, and then I've unlocked a few abilities. So most of these are just going to be like a bonus attack that you'll do, or a big high damage attack you'll do. There's one down here. I like this one quite a bit. It reminds me of the rift that you can do as a warlock in Destiny. So you do damage, and then if you stand in it, you heal. And that's really great also.
Sure.
So you can have 2 of those equipped. They each have their own cooldowns. You get to those by pulling the left trigger and then hitting either X or Y. So let me see if I can get into some combat here. Ooh, yeah, we can get into it all
right. We talked about this when we streamed it on one of our Casual Monday streams, but just still fun for me to talk about. You are not the Prince of Persia in this game.
To my knowledge, no. There is a Prince of Persia.
Right.
Said prince goes missing, and you are there to find said prince. Then some bad shit happens to that prince, and you realize, oh well, you don't have to necessarily believe that, right? Because like you're seeing yourself from the past and from the future. So anybody who's a fan of the Prince of Persia, you know, it deals a lot with the Sands of Time, of course, right? Like that was a prominent title, maybe the most important one. And here, they now give you the ability to play around with time in a way that is also, goddamn, we got a lot of. Woo!
These guys aren't playing.
No, you've got stuff with time, of course, that you can deal with, and it looks like maybe there's going to be some convergence, but also like you'll see yourself, and it'll be like, well, you failed, so just give me your abilities, give me what you have, Well, no, I'm gonna save the prince. So you're actually kind of like running into yourself and having some really cool meta conversations with that. Also, when you die, you'll see that, and you'll know you don't have to go back and pick up anything. It just shows you where you were at.
Maybe so there's no death penalties at all.
Not that I mean, I think
other than
that,
just being sent back to a checkpoint.
Correct.
It does, like, the combat just does look like it feels super smooth.
Dude, it's so much fun. Like, I'm really frustrated. I'm gonna be very open. Like, I'm very frustrated with the boss battle I'm in, but that's kind of fun for me right now because that's also how shit was. Like, there was a boss like I didn't think I was gonna be able to beat in Metroid Dread, but I just kept at it. I did some pattern recognition on the fight, and that worked out really well.
If you can get past these guys, I also want you to show off the flipping around on the bar, because that's something we showed on Monday as well. That I think
we'll do that right here.
Really cool.
Okay, that hurt. Damn, let me heal really quick. God, how'd that guy get me? Okay, we're gonna get past them. Fuck you.
Ooh, that's nice. Was that just a parry? Like, that wasn't like
that's
a special move?
That's, I think it's called a, God damn it, it starts with a V. There's a certain type of name for that one. If you see the yellow icon above their head, if you land the parry, it's an instant kill.
Okay. This guy seems like a dick.
Yeah, he sucks. Let me just show off these here.
Yeah.
So let me get into this one.
What I think is usually cool or sucky about these things is what I mean. Is that usually you have to like time this with the momentum, and that can be kind of fun, but it also can be real shitty. Like when you mess up the timing of something and you just fall to your death or some garbage. Like, I feel like this would happen in a Donkey Kong game all the time, where your momentum would be gone and then you'd be fucked. But what I like in this game is that when you hop back on one of those, I'll let you kill this guy first. But when you hop back on one of these bars, like that arrow is you're using the like left thumbstick to
that's what I'm doing.
Where that goes.
Just moving this around.
So it doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about the momentum. It's just always going to send you off where you're holding the stick. I just think that's super smart.
Yeah, the game kind of gets out of your way, right? Like, that's what I think, even for the map. Like, this is arguably one of the hardest parts of one of these games, but they've done some really inventive stuff here. Like, you'll probably see, there's a lot of icons in that map, Bobby. Well, it's a Ubisoft game, you could argue, but
sure.
This one, like, I put this one here because you saw that earlier. I went up to it. I didn't do a whole lot there, but I'm like, I know that I need to be able to get past that. I don't know how yet. Maybe I'll encounter it. So now I've got it. It tells me what day and time I did it. So that was, earlier. That was 6 days ago when the game was first coming out. So I was checking it out and doing that. But that's such a cool thing. Like, I've got these little reminders here of, well, why did I have that? Oh, actually, I couldn't get across that because I didn't have my dash ability. So I already took care of it. So I'm going to remove that, and that's done. I've been there, done it.
Like, that is so huge. That is one of the reasons I do not like Metroidvania style games, is because that happens so often where you get a new power and then you have to think, where was like the 4 different places I ran into that I needed that power? And maybe you find one of them or remember what one of them is. But then after that you go, I guess I just have to backtrack and walk around this whole fucking place again and looking for this one spot. Or you just pull up the guide because you're tired of that bullshit. For this game to go, hey, you can let yourself know. That's a really such a cool feature, and not just to have the markers. Like, we've had Metroidvania games in the past that let you put down markers for things, or I think we talked about it on Monday again, where it's like, hey, yeah, Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdoms, you can put down as many fucking things as you want, but they don't really necessarily mean anything. And these having the exact photo of what the screen looks like is just so useful as a player, and for a person who really hates these styles of games. This is probably one I'm gonna end up playing and probably finishing and liking, because it doesn't have the bullshit that I associate with this genre of game.
There was a big discussion over on the Nextlander show with that very sentiment, and Brad and Vinny were. I think Vinny's pretty much beat the game, but Brad was Alex was talking about like how much he just gets burnt out on these types of games. And here he's able to like just use these tools they've built and have an absolute blast with it. He said that he's really sticking with it this time around, which I think is cool.
I mean, the other thing is that if you put one of these games down, like you said, you put that one marker down 6 days ago. If I came back to a game 6 days after not touching it, especially one of these kinds of games, I wouldn't remember any fucking thing about this map.
No.
So again, just to have that little thing of, it's not the game telling you anything. It's not making it too easy. It's not hand-holding. It's you made that decision to put that thing in a place. It's a gameplay relevant thing. I just think that's really cool and really smart. And
it's just a neat way to journal too.
Yeah.
Like even if I was like, oh, like why did I like that there? And like I've even used one spot because I thought there was like a moment of the year contender, and I was thinking to myself like maybe I'll come back and just look at some of my markers in a way to like think about like why did I like this spot? Oh yeah, okay. Like I had this thing going on. That makes sense. Like that, I remember that now. So I'm using it more from like just not only a tool but more of like a recognition too. Like hey. That was a cool spot. I beat somebody that I really stuck with. Like I want to be able to remember that. So yeah, I think that there's a ton of stuff here. Apparently, it just continues to like show off how fucking good it is. Like everybody I've heard that's gotten farther into it, they're like, if you're loving it at the beginning and you can deal with some frustrations of just challenge, you're gonna find a lot to really enjoy as it gets past it. Like. There's already been like a moment where they introduced this ability here, and I was like, that's so cool how they did it, because like I can be doing this. Let me come back through here. If I do a jump, so I have it like where I'm there climbing up, it like continues going up right when you get back to like it. Not only keeps you there, but it keeps the action and the input also.
Oh, cool.
So like that can be really fun as well.
Have you tried using it in combat?
Like that?
Yeah. Because that seems super cool against bosses where you're in like an enclosed arena, and if you can just zip right over to a spot where the boss isn't trying to slam you down.
So that's the boss I'm on right now. That is legitimately one of the only ways that you can get past it is by there's a part where they have two moves that you just can't block. Also that little slight, the way that person crawled from the front of the screen into combat, I think is just a choice that works out really well.
Yeah, just really nice touches all around.
Yeah, man. So this is again a game that's you need to play, explore, figure it out, have a great time with it. I think this is probably like one of the best Prince of Persias I've played. I'm just like really, really smart. A game that I can play for long periods of time, short periods of time, and feel. God damn, I should have blocked that one. That's the one that would have got me that really cool animation, by the way. Anyway, it's one that I feel respects your time in a way, lets you kind of approach it. It doesn't hold your hand, but it also gives you tools to feel like you don't need your hand to be held. And I think that it just has, as you like to say, it's got the juice. And
it really does.
That's something that we've also talked about, like games being included in services. Like I have this on Ubisoft Connect or Plus, whatever they're calling it these days. And that's a service that I choose to pay for. So I've got the game, but in that sense, is it one that I want to spend my time with? Is I've already spent the money, so to speak. And I think that this is absolutely deserving of all my time. Shit. Even when you fall down and do stuff like that. So this is Prince of Persia. We actually played this on Monday, and if you enjoy what Chase and I have to say about games, well, we talk about games a lot, either on our podcast or on our streams. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 p.m. Central on twitch.tv/The Casual Hour. You can find me and Chase, or me and Johnny, or the three of us talking about video games, playing video games. We have a great time doing it, so please hang out with us. It's a ton of fun. And I think that this is a game that I would like to hear. If you feel this strongly about it, just watching me play it, I think that once you feel it, you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is it.
Yeah,
this is the
it's
one.
definitely one I'm planning to get to at some point. I'm playing through a couple other things at the moment, but this is high on the list for sure.
Cool, man. Yeah.
This is Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. It came out January 18th. It is $50. It's out on everything: PCs, Xbox, PlayStation, even out on the Nintendo Switch. I've heard people say that the Nintendo Switch version plays just fine. If that's something you're interested in or worried about. But it seems like however you want to play this game, you should just give it a shot because it seems great.
I don't know if did we say that this is the team that makes Rayman? Did we mention that?
We did not. Yes, this is the. Oh man, I just had it pulled up. Let me.
Montpellier.
Montpellier, right? Yes, Ubisoft Montpellier. They also worked on Zombie U.
Yeah,
which, that's not necessarily one of their better games.
Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Let's talk about Zombie U.
Yeah, let's see. They made Valiant Hearts. They made Just Dance 2014. They worked on Rayman Legends and Rayman Origins. So both of those are excellent platforming games.
Oh yeah.
And then if you want to go way back, they worked on Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. So and Beyond Good and Evil. So they've got some games under their belt.
I can't get through here, so I'm gonna make a memory, so I know to come back here. And now I can see. Hey, this is during the quick look. What the fuck was I doing there? Cool, man. I appreciate you hanging out with me on this one, and this is a lot of fun. I'm sure we'll be talking more about it as the year progresses. But Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. It's a good video game, Chase.
Thanks for showing it off.
Yeah. Take care.